I don't know about you, but I love black and white photos. I think black and white photos probably present one of the most stunning pictures and are really attention grabbing. But simply using the desaturate feature in Photoshop often doesn't give the desired results. So we're going to go ahead and manually create a black and white photo that hopefully will give a pretty stunning effect. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with an already edited photo, tweak your layers, do anything you normally do to make your photo look pretty good. Because a black and white photo can hide imperfections in some photos, but the better your starting slate, the better your end black and white photo will be. So, first we're going to go to Image, Duplicate. We're going to change this into lab color mode by going to Image, Mode, Lab Color. Now over behind our layers palette in Photoshop, we have the channels tab. And hit lightness. Now I'm going to hit Control A to select all. And then I'm going to Control C to copy. I'm going to go back to our original image and I'm going to paste that copied lightness channel on top. Now go ahead and get rid of that lab color image. Now, as you'll see, there's the color image is still hidden behind our lightness channel, and I want to keep that there for now. Now, this is already looking like a pretty decent black and white photo, depending on the photo you started with, but it can certainly be much, much better with a lot more contrast. So, we're going to go ahead and duplicate this layer. So now we have two black and white layers above our color layer. On the top one, we're going to set the blending mode to multiply. Again, you can see the improvement. Now, if your photo was very dark to begin with, it may be looking too dark right now. Don't worry about that. You'll have the option to edit that as we go forward. Now, we're going to go to Layer, New Adjustment Layer, Curves. Click the checkbox for Use Previous Layer to create clipping mask and hit OK. Now, because this is on its own adjustment layer, it'll be modifiable later. You won't be locked into leaving it on the original layer. We're going to drag this slider on the left upwards and then make a nice little rounded peak. And okay, you can already see some of the improvements. But again, there's still more. Go back to that first black and white layer. This should be your middle photo layer. Again, Layer, New Adjustment Layer, Curves. Click the checkbox, hit OK. This time we're going to slide the slider over to the right and then make that peak. Now you can really start to see some of that contrast that we've brought in here. And we've got a pretty good black and white photo. I could decide to go and edit either of my curves by clicking that little round button right there. I'm going to bring that back up a bit more, bring it down, and do whatever we need to do. Let's hit OK. Now, this is our black and white photo. This is a lot more stunning than what the desaturate feature would have done. To show you that, and also to merge just our black and white, we're going to select all but the background layer, since the background layer is that color photo, and I want to retain use of that. So right now I'm going to right click and merge these layers. Now let's hide this for a moment, and you don't need to do this step, I'm just showing you here. So I'll take this and I'm going to desaturate it. Image adjustment, desaturate. Look at the difference between our manual black and white photo versus simple desaturating. Okay, now let's undo that because we don't want that desaturating. We did a much better job on our own. So now we've got our black and white photo. Another thing I'd like to show you, and this could be done on a color photo, but even if you wanted to do it on a color photo, using it from the black and white version of a photo gives you a lot more lightness to work with to create a bit of a glamour effect. Now, we're going to switch over to our Channels tab. Down here at the bottom, you've got this little dotted circle. It's Load Channel as Selection. We're going to click that. And now that we've got the light areas of our photo selected, we're going to hit Control J. And what Control J does is it copies our selection onto a new layer above it. So hit our layer so you can see it happen. We're going to go ahead and hit Control J. And now we've got another layer on top that's just the light areas of our photo that were previously selected. Now, to get a bit of a glamour look to this, we're going to go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur. Play with your blur amounts here. But you can see, as I do this, you can see the sort of ghosting in his hair. Don't worry if the area such as the face in this photo is too blurry. That's why we have an eraser tool, which we'll use here shortly. Now, I really think that each photo is different, so there's no magic number that I can tell you will work for this. Just, you want it to mostly look good. Now, if you go too far, you kind of put a haze over the entire photo, and if you don't go far enough, you really don't get much of an effect. So you just find the right number for your photo. Let's go about there this time. Yeah, a little more. Okay. Now, as I was saying about the features being too faded out, such as the mouth, I've selected a soft round brush for my eraser, and if you notice, my opacity and my flow have been lowered from 100% because I don't want to completely get rid of my blur. I just want to restore a little bit over the eyes, and the mouth, a little bit around the chin. Now, you can see the difference here by toggling that on and off, but not only can you do this in normal mode, you can do it in screen blending mode, soft light, hard light, and overlay. Your results on each photo will vary depending on your colors, the size, and everything, so really play with them. Now, one more thing I'd like to show you, as you can see the difference between the photos, but you can't really see the glamour effect very well. However, if I hide the black and white, now let's look at that glamour on our color photo, and you can really see the difference here now, especially at normal mode. Soft light doesn't have as much of an effect on colors. Hard light has a very strong effect and makes skin tones very pale with this method. So I'm going to stick with the overlay. The screen is a little stronger. I'm going to stick with the overlay for this. But, so there you have it. You have glamour photo on color photo, you have glamour photo on black and white photo, and you have a strong black and white photo. Your glamour effects could certainly be much stronger. I've taught you the technique. Now you can go out and apply it to your own photos. Thank you.